Imagine being 6'5" and not holding a ball. How do you go from being a 6'5" high school athlete to a 6'5" citizen? Like all throughout high school, like you were tall, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Then you graduate, and now you're just in the world. That's got to be a burdensome process to work through mentally, psychologically. Like all your life, everyone told you they loved you, they gave you attention, they threw onto you their future goals for you. Man, it was because of your height, you know. But like now, like all that touching the sky stuff, I feel like now that's only reserved for like Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like your only concern should be when's the yearly sign up for the adult men's basketball league. To go from the NBA to the AMBL, that slow realization that the NBA is not like your dreams are out of bounds, you know. It's all good though, you know, because Saturday mornings, game time, right?
However,
Don't throw on that headband, don't throw on that arm sleeve, you know what I'm saying? Cuz it's just going to look corny
next to a penny jersey.
to win the gene lottery but then miss out on the cash in date. It makes you question things like I can't be this tall for no reason, you know. Am I wasting my height? You know, questions. Granted, I'm off by like 9 inches, but still crazily enough, I relate. I relate, dude. I relate. I suck at giving up. That's like my worst human trait. That's the worst human trait that I have. Like for me, whenever I invest any bit of my resources into something, I'm committed, dude. I'm just locked and loaded. And by resources, I'm just talking about the part of myself that whenever I think about quitting, whenever I think about throwing in the towel, like that part of myself that looks inward and goes, that's why no one loves you. That's why you're going to hell. And after that, subsequently, I clock into work because that's where I go when I don't feel loved. It's like on one hand, right? I know I gotta lose my pride, right? But then on the other hand, my pride is like,
Don't use that already.
lose? What do you mean take an L? We don't. Why is any part of life ending in disappointment? That's a head scratcher. You know what I'm saying? There's no L in pride.
There's a lot of great things to be said about pride.
But there's no L. There's no L in pride. There's L in lesbian. The hardest position for me to be in and consider cutting my losses is probably a romantic relationship. If there's another committed individual involved, dude, I won't know when to quit, you know? Because having to be the reason why someone stops smiling about the little joy that we find in life, that's just, I gotta carry that? I gotta be like, my bad, shawty. I know in the beginning we were both excited about the potential of this relationship. But not gonna lie, I'm about to walk this whole thing back. I don't want to be 10 years down in the relationship, you know? And then one morning I wake up before you. So I start doing this cute thing where I'm watching you sleep. Slowly and surely, though, the thought creeps into my mind that I turned in a rough draft in ink.
I probably should have sketched this out a bit more, you know?
Because it's also like, you think about it, right? Let's say it was year 2 that I found out that you like goldfish more than cheeses, and I just skipped over that. That could have been a turning point. Even more so than the fact that when I walked into your apartment the first time, right? I was hit with this overwhelming feeling that you just didn't believe in God. You know, like that was what your walls were telling me when I walked in. They were like,
God's love does not reach this.
but that's life, you know? That's life. We all live and die by our hopes and dreams. Just aiming for the best while trying to avoid the worst and learning to live with whatever God graces us with, you know? It's the hardest thing to surrender to fate because, you know, to some degree, you affect it, you know? And if you're still breathing, then there's that little voice in your head that reminds you your being, it reminds your being that anything remains possible. And so learning to live with your decisions that are hopefully made in good faith, I think that should be the spiritual aim. So objectively, like when faced with the impossible choice of, do I let go or do I hold on, I think in that moment you have to just sit down and ask yourself, if I hadn't already invested in this, would I opt in today? Would I take this opportunity?